Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a closer look at Vice President Kamala Harris and some of the most pressing criticisms surrounding her. From her relationship with the Black and Indian voters to her handling of inflation, immigration, marijuana reform to questions about her foreign policy stance on Israel. Harris has a lot on her plate, but is she delivering or are these just more broken promises? Let's break it down. Let's start with the black vote, a key demographic that helped bring Harris and Biden to White House. As the first Black and South Asian woman to hold the office of Vice President, Harris was hailed as a symbol of progress. But for many Black voters, her actions haven't matched the symbolism. Critics argue that she hasn't pushed hard enough for criminal justice reform or policies that directly benefit the African American community. While she embraces both her Black and Indian heritage, there are concerns that she hasn't done enough for either group in terms of policy. Some even question whether she truly represents progressive change she promised. Coming back to inflation, it's an economic issue on everyone's mind. Under the Biden-Harris administration, inflation has skyrocketed, with rising costs for everything from groceries to gas. While Harris hasn't been the face of the administration's economic policy, she is part of a leadership team that many Americans feel has been slow to respond to their financial struggles. Critics argue that Harris' voice has been largely absent on this issue, leading many to wonder, where is the leadership? Then there is the immigration crisis. Harris was tasked with addressing the root causes of migration, particularly from the Central America, but despite high expectations, the situation at the border remains chaotic. Critics from both the left and right argue that her approach hasn't produced results, with some even saying that she's been avoiding the issue. Meanwhile, the border continues to be a major flashpoint with no clear solutions in sight. Let's talk about marijuana reform. This was a major issue for younger voters who rallied behind Biden and Harris. On the campaign trail, they promised to decriminalize marijuana and expunge the record to those who convicted to related crimes. But since taking office, little has changed at the federal level. For young voters who believed in the promise of reform, this feels like a massive letdown. Many now see this as just another example of political leaders over-promising and under-delivering. Now turning to the foreign policy, specifically Israel. Harris has faced criticism from progressives for maintaining a strong pro-Israel stance, even as calls grow within her party for a more balanced approach to Israel-Palestinian conflict. Despite hopes for a shift in the US policy, especially concerning human rights in the region, Harris has largely stuck to traditional positions. Critics argue that her policies reflect more of the same rather than the progressive change many on the left were expecting. Finally, we come to the question of fake promises, from criminal justice reform to voting rights, and from immigration to marijuana legalization. Kamala Harris and the Biden administration made a lot of promises during the 2020 campaign. But many voters feel that those promises have gone unfulfilled. Whether it's the Black community, young voters, or progressives, there is a growing sense that Harris hasn't lived up to the hype. Has she been sidelined in the administration, or is this simply a case of political as usual? So what's your take? Has Kamala Harris delivered on the promises she made, or is she falling short of expectations? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more political analysis. Thanks for watching.